This is part 2 of my series showing you how to create local user accounts on Windows 11 so that you're not forced to use an online account. There are many ways to do this, and I'm showing you a bunch of those, more than 10 methods, starting from an easier method to more complex methods. Have a look at the previous video below if you want to see sort of easier methods. Some of these methods that I'm showing you here are more work or more complex. Some people might say that's not true, that these are actually easier, but there's just more steps involved in some of these options. Like in this first option where I am using Windows 11 Professional, this requires Windows 11 Professional, and as some will say, is the last remaining official way to do this. At this screen here, again, I'm using Windows 11 Professional. I'm going to say yes to select United States as my region. Keyboard is United States. I'm not going to add a second keyboard. In this method, I'm connected to the internet, so I have internet connectivity. It does take a lot longer to install Windows 11 because it's going to check for updates, it's going to download software, etc. So just be prepared that this is going to take a while. Getting things ready for you, according to Microsoft. As you can see here, it even has to reboot. Updates are underway. I find Windows horrendous because of all these updates and steps that you have to go to get started, but it is what it is. So as you can see here, rebooting back into Windows, and we already have a problem. Okay, so after a while we ask for our device name. I'll just call this David PC and click next. Computer reboots again. Okay, so now we have this option. How would you like to set up this device? For personal use or for work or school? I'm going to say work or school and click next. So now we're prompted to create an online account. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to click on sign in options. And now the important part is domain join instead. So rather than using an online account, we're going to join a domain. And now I can specify my username. I'm not going to set a password. Click next. And hopefully we can now set up our local user account, which we can. So I'll uncheck all of these privacy options to stop the telemetry. Click accept. Well, stop the telemetry, maybe. Okay, so now it's going to check for Microsoft updates. This is going to take a while. So I'm going to speed this up because it's going to download a whole bunch of updates and then you'll be able to use your computer. So let's speed this up. Okay, so there you go. Took a long time, but I now have a user account on Windows 11 Professional, and you can see it's a local account. If I type WinVer, you can see here that it's version 25H2, 26200. You can see that this is Windows 11 Pro, so professional operating system. My name is David, don't have an org name. If I go to system, can see again that it's a local administrator account on Windows 11 Professional. Okay, this does take a long time with all the updates and downloads, etc., but it is possible to use a Windows 11 Professional version to create a local user account by telling it that you want to join a domain, but you simply don't join the domain. You just create a local account. Another way to do this is to use Rufus and use a USB thumb drive or USB stick, whichever term you prefer, and set this option, remove requirement for an online Microsoft account. You can also remove requirements for 4 gig RAM and secure boot and TPM. You can disable data collection. You can set options like set a local account, etc. So the idea here is that you download an ISO from Microsoft, you download Rufus, you write that to a USB thumb drive, and then you boot from that USB thumb drive so that you don't have to create an online account. So the first thing we need to do is go to Microsoft.com, go to Software Download Windows 11. I'll put the link below. And then we're going to scroll down and we're going to select Windows 11 Multi-Edition ISO for x64 devices. Click Confirm. We're going to specify our language. In my example, I'll use English United States. Click Confirm, and then you'll be able to download Windows 11. So just save that to your hard drive. You'll also need to download Rufus. So just search for Rufus online or go to rufus.ie. Click download. I'm going to download the portable executable and save that to my local hard drive. It's a very small file, so I'll open that. When it starts up, you can allow it to check for updates online. If you are privacy or privacy conscious, you would say no here, but I'm going to simply say yes. And what I'm going to do is select my USB drive. In this case, I've got Zorin OS on that. I would personally run that rather than Windows, but for this demonstration, I'll override it with a Windows ISO. Now it tells me that there's an update. Do I want to download that? I'm going to say yes. And what I'm going to do now is select the ISO that I previously downloaded, Win11 25H2 English 64-bit. So you can see that that's been specified. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm going to click Start, and notice I've got these options to customize Windows. I'm going to leave these two default options, and I'm also going to create a local account with the username David. We could set it to disable data collection. That makes a lot of sense. We could disable BitLocker automatic device encryption and some other options. You can decide on the options that you want to select. The most important option here is to remove the requirement for an online Microsoft account. And I'm going to click OK. Now it tells me that all data on the Zorin USB drive will be removed. I'm okay with that, so I'm going to click OK. And as you can see now, it's writing to the drive. Okay, so there you go. It took 13 minutes, 38 seconds. I'll click close. And what you'll notice now is my drive name has changed from Zorin to this wonderful name over here. And what you can do now is eject that USB. So now that you've created your USB thumb drive or USB stick, you can insert it into your computer and you can boot off that. Now in this example, rather than using a physical computer, I'm using a virtual box. I'm going to go to the settings of my Windows 11 VM, and under USB, I'm going to specify that this is a USB 3.0 controller, and I'm going to click here to add my SanDisk to the virtual machine and click OK, and then I'm going to power it on. So start it. So the virtual machine is now starting up. You can see that it's starting the Microsoft Windows Boot Manager, and now we can install Windows. So select your language, your time and currency format. I'll stick with United States. Click Next. Keyboard, I'll use United States. I'm going to replace everything on this virtual machine. So I'm going to install Windows 11, brand new installation on this virtual machine. If you've got a new laptop or computer, you could follow the same process to install Windows 11. I'm going to select that I don't have a product key. You now need to select your image. I'll select Windows 11 Home. Click Next. You need to agree to the license agreement, so click Accept. And now you need to decide where you want to install Windows 11. So in my example, I'm going to install it on disk 0, unallocated space. That's an 80 gig partition or 80 gig virtual disk in VirtualBox. I'm not going to install it on my USB thumb drive. I'm going to install it on my physical hard drive on this laptop. Are we ready to install Windows? Yes, we are. We're going to install it and lose everything. So click Install, and now you simply need to wait for Windows to install. Now, when you get to this part of the installation, make sure that you're offline, so don't have your device connected to the internet. So as an example, press Shift F10. There are various ways to do this, but I'm just going to run Control Panel, go to Network and Internet, Network and Sharing Center, change adapter settings, and I'm going to make sure that I am disconnected from the internet. So all network adapters are disabled. So either disconnect your computer, make sure it's not connected to Wi-Fi, or disable it like I've done there. And then don't forget, once you have got the installation completed, to re-enable your network connections. So now I'm going to select my country, which is United States. Keyboard, I'll choose US. I'm not going to add a second keyboard. And notice here, let's connect you to the internet. No, we don't want to be connected to the internet. So I'm going to select this option. I don't have internet. It'll take it a bit of time, and then we'll be able to log into Windows. Notice the username that we created is used to automatically log us in. So when we were using Rufus, we specified a username, and that's what's being used here to log us into Windows. And there you go. We are now logged into Windows using the username that we created, which in this case is David. It's a local account. Right-clicking on the Windows icon, going to System. I can see again that this is a local account. I am a local administrator on this Windows computer. WinVer shows that the version of Windows that I'm using is version 25H2, build 26.200.6584. So Rufus is a great way to do this. When you're setting up your USB thumb drive or USB stick, however you want to refer to it as, you specify a local username, and that's what gets used to log you in to Windows. So this is a great way to do it, and obviously you can just keep on using this over and over again. Another option is to use a unattended XML file. So go to Schneggins, if I'm pronouncing that right, website, so schneggins.de, forgive my pronunciation. Here you can create an unattended XML file that allows you to create a local user account. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can specify here, like your language, the architecture that you're using, many options. The only one I'm going to focus on here is creating a local user account. So I could create a user account of David, put David in the administrators group, and then create another user account called test and put that person in the user's account rather than the administrator's account. So many options that you can specify here. Have a read through them, a bunch of things that you can do, but literally this allows you to create a unattended script that you can then download, and you can simply download that XML file and save it to your computer. You could also download the XML file wrapped in an ISO image if you wanted to, but notice here's my auto unattended XML file. If I open that up, you can see a whole bunch of options are set here. Much easier just to use this website to create the file for you, and then you can use that as part of your installation. So once you've downloaded your auto unattended XML file, you're going to copy that and put it on your USB flash drive. So I've copied it to the root of the flash drive. Don't put it in any of the other directories, put it in the root. As you can see here, we've got our exe setup file and we've got our auto unattended file. Now in this example, rather than doing a reinstall or fresh install on a physical laptop, I'm going to create a virtual machine in VirtualBox. So I'm going to call this Windows 11 unattended install. And I'll just leave everything else at the defaults. It's Windows 11. I'm not going to specify any other options. I'm going to click Finish. And then what I'm going to do is click on Settings, go to USB, select USB 3.0, click on the plus sign here, and I'm going to select my SanDisk flash drive. So I've copied the XML to that. I've added it to this virtual machine. So when I turn the virtual machine on, it should hopefully boot off that flash drive with my installation media and then allow me to set up an unattended install of Windows 11. Okay, so you can see there that it's starting the Microsoft Windows Boot Manager. It says we're getting a few things ready. Now, rather than installing Windows on my flash drive, which I don't want to do, I want to install it on this unallocated disk space on my hard drive in my computer. So I'm going to specify that 80 gigs of unallocated space on disk 0. You would just select the partition that you want to install Windows on. I'm going to click Next. And as you can see now, Windows is installing. So basically what you need to allow Windows to do now is install the software. When I set up the unattended script, I didn't fill in a lot of options. I basically focused on just the username that I wanted created. There's a whole bunch of options that you can specify. Let me know if you want me to cover unattended installs of Windows 11 by going through all of those options in the script. But otherwise, you can just use this to bypass the requirement for an online account. So as you can see, it's busy installing. And at this point now, it's looking for Windows updates. And the installation will hopefully continue with no input from me. So we're almost ready now. As you saw during the installation process, I didn't have to answer any questions. I didn't have to specify my username. Windows simply proceeded with an unattended installation. And there you go. Windows is now installed. I didn't have to answer any questions. I didn't have to create an online account. It simply created a local account for me. This is once again an unattended installation of Windows 11 by simply creating an XML unattended file. So if I go to System, you can see this is a local Windows account. I am an administrator. If I look at other accounts, I can see that a user account was created. Okay, so that's another option to install Windows 11. I've now shown you many methods on how to create a local account in Windows 11. Have a look at my previous video where I showed you some more basic and easier options. In this video, we covered more complex options, but let me know, are there any that I missed? Are there any that you prefer? I'm David Bombal, and I want to wish you all the very best.